top tier developer here in Dubai. The quality of the finishes is above Emaar and above Meras in my opinion. Ellington House grew by 71%. The average appreciation on the property price specifically is... Very good day everyone, it's Alexandru Bârcă here as usual, and today we will continue our series where we are analyzing different developers in Dubai and their tracking record. This is the third episode on the channel, and as you saw in the title, we are going to discuss about one of the most boutique developers here in Dubai, named Ellington. And if by any chance you missed the previous two episodes, go and check them. You'll see a lot of interesting stuff about our giants, Emaar and Meras. So let's start as usual by seeing what Ellington announced back in 2022. They came up with 8 projects in 4 different areas, 3 in JVC, 1 in Dubai Hills Estate, 2 in Shoba Heartland and 2 on the famous Palm Jumeirah. Interesting enough is that half of these projects were delivered on time, they are ready right now, and half of them are slightly delayed. For instance, Ellington House shall be completed soon. As per the latest reports, the construction progress is now at 81.6%, while Portman, Highbury and Ocean House will be delayed for at least 1 year based on the existing statistics. No surprise that specifically from these projects, Highbury, Portman and Ocean House, people are struggling to exit. There are less than 3 transactions per each type of apartment, meaning that I can't give you a relevant number. It proves the point again that if you want to resell your property while still under construction, you are heavily linked to the construction update, and if your property is not close to being completed, you don't really have the chance of exiting with a very high premium. We can see that most of the time your resale value starts picking up from the moment the project is at 40 or 50% completion. And this brings us to an incredibly important topic which I believe most of the customers don't look at. You should always check if your payment plan is linked to the construction or if it's only linked to the dates. In this way, at least, you don't have to pay money to the developer unless they are reaching to a certain construction update, and that makes a lot of sense. With Ellington, and by the way with Emaar as well, after you have covered 50% of the price, most of the times the next installments are linked to construction. Interesting enough, and I forgot to mention it in the previous episode, is that Meras is operating on a simple payment plan not linked to construction. And that's quite a worrying moment because, as you've seen, 40% of their projects are being slightly delayed, so that's a good point to think of. Coming back to Ellington, here is the spreadsheet where you can see the results of my effort for the projects which were launched back in 2022 and the results nowadays. The average appreciation on the property price specifically is 30%. That's quite a solid result considering that all of these developments are basically residential buildings only, not townhouses, not villas. To make this analysis fair, we will do the same exercise as usual and we will check the appreciation based on the equity invested. We can clearly see here Ellington House leading the way with 71% growth in exactly 3 years. Portman, Hamilton and Oakley Square, all of them located in JVC and all of them with 41% growth, while Berkeley Place located in Shoba with only 12%. Now, in my opinion, there shouldn't be any surprise that Ellington House grew by 71% because obviously Ellington got some incredible plots in Dubai Hills Estate overlooking the golf course and right on the backside of the schools. So that was a very smart move from their side. You know, what I typically love about Ellington is that this is a perfect project for both people looking to make money if you choose the right location and for people looking for a very quality apartment, villa or townhouse. Ellington is one of the best in the business in terms of finishings. What I like about them is the range of floor plans that they are giving, big sizes of apartments which comes with a lot of storage space and interesting interior decisions. The quality of the finishes is above Emaar and above Meras in my opinion. Let me bring some real photos and videos of the actual ready apartments. Let's start with Berkeley Place. This is the way they hand over their properties to their clients. Their typical sign, A fully fitted kitchen with built-up appliances and very spacious wardrobes. As you can see, the design, the taste of it looks on a completely different level. What I like about them even more is that they don't compromise on the quality even for projects located in cheaper areas like JVC or Arjan, for instance. We can now see the photos from Ellington House and the Oakley Square from JVC, where everything looks levels above what other developers constructed there. The same story is with their flagman's development as of now, Ellington Beach House, located right on the Palm Jumeirah, which again looks completely outstanding. Great flooring inside the apartments, not just the typical tiles used across Dubai, nice kitchen island, marble touches, and so on. Also keep in mind that Ellington pays the same attention to the exterior amenities, constantly doing incredible rooftop infinity pool and sun lounges, kind of their sign. Also, they never compromised on the barbecue zones, which is a nice feature to have inside your building. The gyms are not extremely big, however they operate with Technogym, who is a pioneer in the industry and a solid brand. Now look, ladies and gentlemen, I can continue praising Ellington for hours, but what's important to understand is that this is a top-tier developer here in Dubai. Their projects constantly grow in price, especially after completion, and there is no doubt why. Their quality is one of the best in the market. Also, what we are able to see is that the developments of Ellington rent out for 10 to 15, even 20% higher than other properties on the market. One of the few downsides is that they still don't operate as a master developer, apart from the sanctuary small community of villas. That's why with Ellington, what's more important to pay attention to is not the project details, but the location. Because if I were to choose between an Emaar project in Dubai Hills Estate, developed area, or let's say between Ellington in Shoba Heartland or JVC, no doubt I would go with Emaar. But if we were to look at the same names in the same area, probably Ellington is the #1 choice. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for your attention. I hope you found some interesting stuff, interesting numbers, so that you can understand your strategies going forward. And if you would like to receive from me some more information, you have my credentials below. Send me a WhatsApp message and I'll be there to help you. And I wish you all a productive day ahead. On to the next time. Bye-bye.